What's going on, guys? Mikkel here, and today I'm giving you an XRP Ripple update. Guys, I found some pretty crazy information on Twitter today, directly linking Ripple to the Department of Homeland Security. Guys, the more I see information like this, the more I'm convinced that this whole SEC lawsuit is just a sham and really just a convoluted way to give XRP clarity legally through the courts. I'm also going to get into some breaking information that recently occurred in the SEC versus Ripple case. I think a lot of people are looking at this the wrong way, and I'm going to break it down in my own perspective to give you guys a better understanding of what's happening. Guys, last of all, I'm going to get into some technical analysis in this video. Make sure you guys stick around for that. I am noticing something insane going on in the charts, and I think it's going to prepare you guys for exactly when I think a breakout on this chart is going to occur. Guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Keep subscribing. It really helps me out so much. It makes me so much more motivated to come on here, give you guys this content and make videos. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. So guys, to start this video, I want to bring you some pretty crazy information that was brought to me by Tag XRP. If you guys aren't following him, make sure you go check him out. He really breaks some pretty crazy information to the XRP community, and he really posts some original stuff that I don't see a lot of people talking about, so make sure you check him out. I retweeted it on my own Twitter, and my Twitter's in the description, so you can find it directly through there. In this tweet, he's essentially pointing out that the Department of Homeland Security, Ethereum, Ripple, Jed McCaleb, Consensus, and MIT, Lubin, Hyperledger are all linked together in a 2018 DHS document. Guys, this is massive because a lot of people are under the impression that government's just been ignoring these technologies for a long time. This shows that this is further from the truth. They don't show all their cards. They're not like us where they publish all their research directly to the public. Guys, they do these things in private, and then once things starts moving, it becomes public, and that's when the rules are made. I think that's currently what we're watching in the Ripple SEC case. I just think a lot of people are really misinterpreting what's happening. They're really giving XRP the clarity through the courts because Congress has not acted, because Congress is a political you-know-what. So before I rant about that too much, let me jump into this document because I think it's pretty crazy. If you want to see all the information Tag puts out, it's pretty complex, pretty high level, but go check it out. I'm just going to jump into the thing that I saw was really the most mind-blowing. The DHS directly calls out the World Economic Forum and addresses the three main layers to what a future blockchain ecosystem could look like, and the platform includes Ripple, Hyperledger, and Ethereum. Guys, this right here is pretty insane. It directly calls out the WEF and then lists the platforms that we've been talking about are the most important platforms in the entire world, which are Ripple, Hyperledger, and Ethereum. This document was also published in 2018, so very likely there are more players now that are probably being intertwined in this. You could think of DAG, Quant, all kinds of other smaller projects, but it shows that without a doubt, Ripple and Ethereum were considered since the beginning. A lot of what's going on was building behind the scenes, and now that you're seeing stuff coming into the public, it's really time for the US to step up their regulation of the crypto asset space, and this is really the start of it. Guys, the US is not going to be like China, and they are not going to be building these systems on their own through government. The U.S. always utilizes the private sector to make these things happen, and this is just the start of the journey of this occurring. You don't see the government, you see the government leveraging companies like Palantir, you don't see them creating its own. They're not going to do that for blockchain either. They're going to rely on the public sector, and this is just proof that this is not something they're just taking into account now. They've been watching this for a while, and it's really massive because it shows that a lot of what we're watching was probably all a plan to start with, and yeah, no one's going to ever really know for sure, but the more and more we look at this, the more and more obvious, in my opinion, it all becomes. If we look at the Department of Homeland Security, for those of you who don't know, it's a massive agency. It's way more important than the SEC. The SEC is really just a public, they just put on shows, essentially. The Department of Homeland Security really makes the shots, and probably tells the SEC what to do, and the SEC probably just follows what they say. Obviously, that's all speculation, but if you look at the amount of employees at the Department of Homeland Security versus the SEC, you can see that the Department of Homeland Security is a way more important agency. And I'm not a government expert, but I even looked up the most powerful government agencies, and the Department of Homeland Security ranks 6th on this list, and the SEC never even showed up on it. So take that how you will. In my opinion, the SEC seems to be the way the government, the police of the markets, but they're not the decision makers. They're not choosing how these systems are going to be built behind the scenes. They're only in charge of policing what people tell them to police. And really, we can tell that from a long time ago, the Department of Homeland Security understands the importance of utilizing technologies like Ripple, Hyperledger, and Ethereum. And in my opinion, these top-tier government agencies, the Treasury, the Fed, the Department of Homeland Security, probably went to the SEC and says, all right, Congress is sleeping. They're giving us no clarity right now. They're too busy arguing about who knows what, and I do know what. I'm just not going to talk about it. And instead, how about you just sue this company Ripple? You guys will get demolished in the lawsuit, because how could XRP be a security? It makes zero sense. It's going to give XRP clarity, and then we can go on our very way, and we have legal proof that all this happened through the court. Guys, I think this is pretty obvious, and the more and more I look into it, I just think this scenario makes all the sense in the world. The U.S. is not going to kill their #1 company and then let Ripple go over to some other country, innovate there. That's just not going to happen. This is all a ploy, and let's jump into the next thing before I keep ranting about this. So recently, today, in the Ripple SEC lawsuit, the SEC was granted more time. Guys, this decision, it's impossible for XRPs to be security. The facts of the case are not changing. It doesn't matter how much more time the SEC has. It's a stall tactic. They were doing this investigation for 2 years. Nothing is going to change in terms of the substance of what happened. XRP is obviously not a security, and there's nothing the SEC is going to be able to present that's going to make it a security. And why is this so important? Because everyone knew this from the start. The SEC knew this from the start. Multiple people who used to work at the SEC are now at Ripple defending Ripple. Everyone knows XRP is not a security of Ripple. This is all a show to give XRP clarity through the courts. And some people might be asking, then why isn't the SEC just giving up right now? Guys, not everyone is essentially going to be told. They're not going to tell the lawyers of the SEC, oh, by the way, you guys are going to lose this case anyway. It makes no sense. Don't even try. They're going to try as hard as they can, but it doesn't matter because the argument makes no sense, so they're going to lose anyway. It doesn't matter what the SEC lawyers do. They're going to sit there and argue their asses off. But in the end, their argument isn't valid. It makes no sense, so therefore XRP is still going to get the clarity no matter how hard they argue. I've really tried to make this point clear a couple times. If the SEC wanted to continue on and have XRP have no clarity, they would have never sued Ripple. The whole point of suing them was because they wanted to change the status of what XRP already was. It had zero clarity, and if they wanted it to stay that way, they would have said nothing. By suing Ripple, they brought the system in front of a legal body that gave XRP the ability to have actual clarity in the markets. And for those of you who don't know, I saw this tweet today under one of pretty much a bunch of people being upset that the SEC was granted more time. But I just want to play you this because I cannot agree with this guy says more than he...
Breaking news in the Ripple case. The recent order of Judge Sharon Netburn has decided to extend expert discovery until January 14th, 2022. But before you lose your marbles, check out how I commented and what's really going on. As you can see that on Twitter, Prosperity Fund, that's us, responded that it's very likely that the judge is trying to protect her final ruling from being appealed by the SEC if Ripple wins in the final judgment. You have to think the big picture, and this is critical. Because don't forget, if the judge just straight up says we're going to do it in less time, and then she rules in favor of Ripple, the SEC is going to claim we didn't have enough time for ourselves. We're going to appeal this. But the fact that the judge is extending the timeline is actually bullish for Ripple, because long term it provides clarity and will help it not be appealed. Breaking.
Guys, I could not agree with this guy more. The judge already likely knows how she's going to rule in this case. She's very likely seen enough. She stated very on in the early trials, it did not matter what Ripple did, it mattered what the SEC did. And it's very obvious what the SEC did. It's very obvious XRP is not a security. And what she's doing right now is saying, all right, you can have some more time, do this, do this. At the end of the day, I'm going to give you what you want. So when you come back to me at the end, there's going to be no debate. You could not prove anything. You flat out lost. That's that. XRP is not a security. In my opinion, the judge cannot rule every single ruling in favor of Ripple. This is an easy one to throw a bone to the SEC. Here's some more time, because at the end of the day, they're gonna lose. It makes no sense for them to win, and therefore, this way you can't have any debate. It's I saw a tweet, and I hope it's still down here, but someone said, "Who cares? The facts of the case haven't changed yet." It was Mickey B. Fresh. This doesn't change the facts of the case, guys. This is so true. The SEC has been investigating this for 2 years, found nothing. 2 more months is going to make zero difference. This is because the judge already knows how she's going to rule. She's a smart lady. She's been following this all along. Nothing changed here. All it is one more thing that she can throw on the SEC side and say, you know what, I was fair. I gave you this extra time. You still found nothing. XRP is not a security. Guys, let's wrap this all up. Let's get into some technicals, because this is, wow, this is looking even better than I thought. Guys, pause this right here. Take a look, screenshot it, whatever. You'll see the symmetrical triangles. I feel like I talk about this daily, so I'm going to zoom in and talk about something else real quick and get you guys out of this video. One of the things I've been noticing recently, and I've really got to zoom in here to make this clear for you guys and make sure I'm not blocking it with my face. As you can see at the end of this last triangle that took place earlier this year, we saw that after it bottomed out in this 4 zone right here, we see that it entered this wedge period and essentially grinded, and eventually, let's see, about 32 days before the end of this triangle, we got this massive pop out of it, and we knew we were mooning as soon as we popped out of this wedge. It looks like we popped out once, kind of fell back in, popped back out, and then boom, we were out of the triangle. That was it. Now, I want you to memorize kind of what you're seeing here, and then we're going to go over to the wedge we're currently in, and as you can see, it looks exactly the same. We fell, made support right here, jumped in, and now we're directly in, I've been calling it a wedge, this channel, and we are just bouncing up around inside of it. And if we draw a pattern right here, I'm also kind of blocking this, and if we draw this measuring tool here to the end of this range, this is 31 days. This entire pattern we're looking at right now has been larger, so there's no way of saying if this 31 days it's going to play out perfectly, but you cannot deny that we came down from 3, bottomed at 4, came right back up into the middle, and then grinded in a channel. We came down from 3, bombed at 4, came right back up, and are now grinding in this channel. Guys, this looks exactly the same to me, and make sure you scroll back to some of my other videos where I really break this thing down, because it's going to blow your guys' mind. Guys, this is looking absolutely perfectly. What I would expect at this point is we have a candle here, maybe a candle here, and we have the same pop up, and then boom, we're out of here. New all-time highs. That's it. XRP moons. Guys, if you enjoy this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep grinding these videos out. It really means a lot. It helps me so much when I see your views, your comments, your likes, and your subs flying in. So guys, keep up the great work. And for now, Mikkel out.